Hello and hello and welcome to this session of our Young at Heart. I'm Emma Healey, and welcome if you're joining us for the Virtual Village Hall for the first time. You are so welcome. So Young at Heart is a half-hour session that you can do seated in a chair or stood up. It's completely up to you. But you will need a chair for the balance section of the class, and also for the stretch. We're going to do a seated stretch. Now, if you're wondering what sort of chair to use, let me remind you, be on a solid, strong chair, okay? No wheels. And we want the knees and the hips to be at the same height, okay? That's the plan. I'm going to do the warm up in my chair, and then I'll move the chair away and I'll do the little standing aerobic session, but you could do the it seated if you wanted to. Now, as regards props, in our little aerobic section, if you had pom-poms or maybe silk scarves that you could wave, that would be fantastic. Doesn't matter if you don't. And then in our strength section, we're going to be using light hand weights. Now, if you don't have weights, it's not a problem. You could use filled water bottles or tins of soup or baked beans. Just to remind you, 500 mils of water, so a small water, weighs half a kilo. That's just over a pound in weight. So just be aware and make sure the lids are on quite tight. Okay, so we'll use the weights a bit later on. All right. So I'll pop some music on for our warm up. If you're in a chair, come to the front, hip walk to the front half of the chair, sit up nice and tall, and I'm going to put some music on. Okay, as you can see, I'm in Devon and the sun is out. It's a beautiful sunny day. I wonder where you are joining me from. I'd love you to say in the comments. So, we've got our feet a hip distance apart. We're sitting up nice and tall. Relaxing those shoulders back and just drawing our center in slightly. And all we're going to do first is start with lifting the front of the feet up. Here we go. So, just lift and lower. Now, footwear, you need shoes on, close-fitting shoes or trainers, all right, especially when we do our balance work later. Last few, then you're going to lift the heels up. Here we go, so heel lift. Now we do these to warm up the ankle and the calf. Brilliant. Few more. Last two, then it's a heel and toe tap. So imagine you've got a £1 coin, you put your heel on it, then the toe. Brilliant. Now you're going to change sides. Heel down first and toe. Two more. Brilliant. Now lengthen the leg forward so it's a heel dig. Back on the toe. Nice straight line. Brilliant. Now you're going to change legs. So you're sitting up really tall as you're doing this. And this is warming up the knee and the thigh. Brilliant. Do a little side step out. So we're out and back. And as we're doing this, lift the foot as though you're stepping over the cat or you're knitting. Change sides, over and back. Keeping that ankle under the knee. Back to heel digs. Let's push the arms forwards here. Tap the shoulders. We know we can always good at multitasking. Let's just do 4 more. 4, tap. 3, last 2. Now you're going to change sides and do 8 here. Brilliant. So this is a great way of warming up the arms as well. Give me 4 more. Last 2. Now that little side step, let's do it again, but add some arms. Just a small step and make sure the ankle stays under the knee. We're changing sides. Brilliant. Now we're just going to do a little knee lift. So we're just going to hover the foot. And as we're doing this, really work on sitting tall. 4 more. Brilliant. Now we're going to do a little V step, a nice slow one. So we're going to go out, out, and back to the start. Same again. Okay, you're going to do 2 more. Wide, wide, narrow. 1 more. Then start on this side. Here we go. We can add some arms. And again. Brilliant. 2 more. Arms could go up if you wish. 1 more. Brilliant. Now we're going to march for 3 in a little kick. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, kick. Kick. Brilliant. That's it. Last few. Now we're going to do a little kick and do a zigzag with march. Zigzag with the arms. So just keep marching. Brilliant. We'll catch up with the music in a minute. Well done. Keep marching. Brilliant. And swim with the arms. 4 more. Now you're going to reverse, but keep those arms bent because it's a small warm up. That's it. Now can you do breaststroke forwards? So forwards and round. Brilliant. So warm up the shoulders and the chest. Okay, reverse. So wide and in. 2 more. Brilliant. And pause. So I don't want you to stop. I want you to just lift and lower the heels. So that is our little warm-up. We are going to repeat that with some slightly faster music and do a little sequence. So if you want to join me stood up, please move your chair out of the way. That's it. And then join me. Okay, so let's march. Now, what we're going to do, the 4 moves, so you are just going to take in these 4 moves. You're going to march 1, 2, 3 and a kick. And you can travel as long as you've got a nice safe space, all right? Now we're going to do a compass tap. And this is what it looks like. So you're going to tap to the front, wide. Behind, take the arms forward to help you balance. And then a little foot lift. Okay, we'll do that on both sides. We've done the V step. And then we're going to do our Z wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wave. Okay, so now you know what we're going to do. We're going to change that music. And here we are. Start with a march. Shoulders back. Brilliant. So you are starting 1, 2, 3 with a kick. You're coming forwards. I'm going back. All right. Are you ready? Forwards on this leg. 5, 6, 7. So march for 3 and a kick. Now these arms could go forwards or up. Brilliant. 1 more. Now we're going to do that compass tap. So tap forwards first and wide, behind, and a little foot lift. Change legs. Tap back. Now we're going to do that V step. So I'll do it slowly first. So obviously you're doing it slowly. You're going to do half the amount of moves. Now you're going to change leg. 1 more. Now march with that Z wave. Oh, I forgot my pom-poms. Never mind. Here. I'll get them in a sec. Give me a wave. Z back. Here. And wave. Brilliant. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, kick. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and kick. Hope you remembered your scarves or pom-poms. 2 more. 1 more. Now it's that compass tap. Tap to the front first. So here, front and wide. Tap behind. Little foot hover. Change leg. You can always just lift the heel if you don't feel happy to do that leg. Brilliant. V step. So this is the faster version. We just do twice as many. Brilliant. Change sides. Well done. Okay, so it's now that the Z. So here, here. Brilliant. Give me a wave. Brilliant. Z back. And wave. Brilliant. Forwards. First leg. Here, march for 3. 1, 2, 3. Kick. Oh, I'm better with my pom-poms now. And again. 1 more. It's the compass tap. Tap to the front first. Here we go. Wide. Slightly behind. But lift or hover. Change leg. Tap behind. Brilliant. V step. You choose your speed. Brilliant. Now change sides. And brilliant. Okay, Z, here we are. And wave. Brilliant. Z back to top corner. And wave. Last time through, forwards on this leg. So 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Again. 2 more. 1 more. Okay. Compass tap to the front. And wide. Slightly behind. But hover if you wish. Change legs. And behind. Not left. V-step. Choose your speed. 2 more. Brilliant. Now change sides. Brilliant. 2 more. Okay, march with that Z wave at the top first. Here, here. Wave. Brilliant. Stop at the top corner. And wave. Fantastic. And march. Good. Woo, so I hope that made you feel a bit warmer. Now we're going to put these pom-poms down and remain lovely and warm because we're going to do some leg strengthening exercises next. And also with our weight. So go grab your chair. That's it. Okay. So just get your breath back. Lift and lower the heels. Don't ever sit still. Once you've been exercising, your body needs to just gently cool down a bit. So lifting and lowering the heels keeps the blood circulating. It lets you recover. Have a drink of water if you've got one. Okay, so what we're going to do now is a wonderful exercise to strengthen our legs. And of course, we need strong legs. We're getting up off the bus, the toilets, all sorts of reasons to have strong legs. And big, strong quads help our knees. And who doesn't need help with their knees once you get to 40 or so? So what we're going to do, you are going to come to the front half of your chair. You're sitting up nice and tall. And what we're going to do, we're going to take the feet a hip distance apart and we're going to do our sit to stand exercise. So we hinge forward from the hip. So we're leaning forwards, but we're keeping the back in its nice lengthened state. Yeah, nose over toes. And then we're going to come up to standing. Always feel the chair on the backs of the knees before we sit down. So nose over toes, push up. Feel the chair and sit back down. Okay, so that's how we do it. You can decide, do you want your arms to help you, or cross the arms across your chest if you find you don't need your arms to help you and you want to work harder. Now once we've come up to standing, we can just do a few heel lifts before we feel the chair and we sit back down. All right, so hip walk to the front half of the chair. Feet are hip distance apart. You're coming forwards and you're going to do up to 8 sit to stand exercises. Don't worry about the beat of the music. So we're just going to come up, lift the heels a few times, feel the chair, sit down. That's it. So lovely, smooth work. That's it. Feel the chair. So you're going to carry on and count your 8. It's always good to feel the chair because then we know we're safe to sit down. I've got a hard floor here and my chair moves. So I always want to know it's still there before I sit down. That's it. Now, I think I've got 4 more to do. So I'm going to change my arms this way and do 4 more. That's it. And you can vary the speed depending on how you feel today in your knees and your legs. Okay, and we'll do 1 more. And then I'm coming up. And I'm just lifting and lowering those heels. I have to put my fan on. It's hot in Devon. Right. Now, we're going to do that exercise again, but start at the top of the move. So we start as standing up, all right? Then we go to sit down, but then we change our mind and come back up again. So this is called a stand to hover. All the time, I can feel the chair on the backs of the knees, all right? So, feet are hip distance apart. Arms can be long or across your chest, you choose. And let's just do this for 4. I think I'll put my arms here. I'm going to sit down here for 4 and up. 3. And while we're doing this, you're looking forwards and you're just moving from the hips, keeping that back nice and long. Should we do 4 more? Here we go. So it's 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Excellent work. And then relax. Brilliant. Now what we're going to do, we are going to find our hand weights, water bottles or tins of beans, and I'm turning off the music. Okay, so there's just a few guidelines when you're using weights. The wrist needs to stay rigid, okay? So we avoid side to side or front to back just while we're using the weights. And by keeping our wrists rigid, we keep our wrists healthy, okay? That's very important. So the nice thing about hand weights is that they go narrow in the middle and they're easy to hold on to, which isn't always the case with baked beans, all right? So make sure you use a weight that you can safely hold on to firmly and it's comfortable. I wiggle my fingers always between exercises because gripping things can also sometimes make our hands ache. Okay, so we have got our hand weights, tins or bottles in our hands. And we're going to start with a rowing movement. Okay, so we're standing tall or sitting tall is fine. You could do either, just draw your center in slightly. But the shoulders are well away from the ears and we're going to lift the weight up towards the chest, lower it down, and then lift the other one. So what we're going to do 4 singles and then 4 with both arms. Okay, so here we are. We're going to lift up for 4, 3. Now you're going to join in at a speed that feels good for you. That's it. And now I'm going to do both together, doubles. So I'm going to lift up here for 4. And doing it beautifully slowly definitely means we're working nice and hard. That's it. Excellent. And then relax. You can wiggle your fingers. That's brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do now, the arms are long down by the side, okay, and we're going to bend the arms, leading with the thumbs. We say leading with the thumbs. That means the thumb is up. It's like an ice cream cone. You're holding an ice cream cone, bringing it up towards your shoulder, all right? So again, let's do 4 singles. So we're going to lift up here for 4 and slowly down, 3, 2, and 1. Should we do 4 doubles? So we're going to just lift straight up and straight down. Those elbows are staying nice and still. They're in at the waist. Give me 2 more. And 1 more. Well done. And then again, put your weights down and wiggle your fingers. Now we want to work the backs of the arms. So that first exercise strengthen the front of the arms. We want the back of the arms. So what we're going to do, I'll show you side on. You take the elbow behind you. You're looking forwards and you just lengthen that arm behind you, sweeping the hip with the weight. Okay, we'll just do one side at a time. And the upper arm is staying still. So take that elbow behind you. Keep the shoulders relaxed, okay? And lengthen it back for 8, 7. So just remember the upper arm is staying still. Lower arm plus weight is moving. Okay, let's do 4 more. It's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Now I'm just doing a small number of repetitions. At home, you can always do more if you want to, okay? So second side, lift the weight up. So I'll show you elbow behind, standing or sitting tall, lengthen it behind. So we did a couple of test ones to make sure it was good for us. Then we're going to do 8 more. Here we go. Sweeping the hip with the weight, keeping the upper arm still. Brilliant. So I can feel that. So give me 4 more. You might have noticed my counting's a bit dodgy. As long as you're counting, that's fine. 1 more for me. Fantastic. Well done. And then again, just put the weights down and wiggle your fingers. Okay, 2 more arm exercises if you'd like to join me. We have our arms long down by the side. This time, the palms are forwards. Okay. Listen to your shoulders, but all we're going to do is slightly lift them up and then lower down. Okay, so wrists are nice and rigid. We're going to lift up. We're going to lower down. Now, it all depends on what your range of movement is, but at no point, we're not lifting higher than the shoulders. You can come to here if that's comfortable, but you can just make it small if you prefer. Shall we do up to 8 more? So we're going to do 8. And of course, doing it beautifully and slowly, you're going to feel it in a positive way. That's it. So potentially 4 more. That's it. Now I've got a sleeping dog down there. Have you got any pets sleeping but keeping you company today? Let me know. Obviously, when we're exercising, we don't want them under our feet, but they're good company, aren't they, when they're under the table? Right, we're going to pause here. Well done. Put your weights down, wiggle those fingers. And then we've just got one more exercise. This time, we are going to, we say soften the elbows, so slightly bend the elbows. And we're just going to bring them up the front like this and lower it down. Okay, so I don't want it locked out and straight. I want it soft. And we're going to do singles for 4 and doubles for 4. All right, so standing tall, we're going to lift here. Just up the front and lower down. And again, you're just doing it at a height that feels good for your shoulder. That's it, well done. We're now going to change sides. So we're going to lift and lower. Lift. Brilliant. So we did 4 each side. Nice and smooth. Then we could do 4 with both arms. So we lift up here for 4. And if you need to, have the arms bent and just don't, and that keeps the weight closer towards you. All right. I'm saying 1 more. Excellent work. Now we're putting the weights down. Bend your knees as you put them down. That's it. And then really wiggle those fingers. Now, before we do our balance work, we're going to do another set of exercises, but we're going to be doing them sitting in a chair with no equipment. So find your chair, make yourself comfortable. Okay. Now our pelvic floor muscles go from the front through to your back, and they help us control our bladder and bowels. They are absolutely vital that those muscles are exercised. Now, most of us don't remember to do it, but I'm going to remind you the 2 different types of exercises that we need to do to keep our pelvic floor muscles strong and healthy. Okay, so there are 2 different types of muscles in our pelvic floor: fast twitch muscles and slow twitch muscles. Now, fast twitch muscles are required when you squeeze, when you need to sneeze or cough, and you have to squeeze to make sure that you stay dry. You need the fast twitch muscles when you're in a hurry. Okay, so when you cough or sneeze, it'll be the fast twitch muscles that will keep you dry. Now, have you ever been to the cinema or maybe the theatre and you think, I need to go to the loo in the interval, and then you find there's a massive long queue? So the slow twitch muscles are the ones that help you hang on, hang on until you're at the front of the queue. Now, the fast twitch muscles are exercised by, you're just going to gently squeeze the muscles and then release. If you don't know where these muscles are, okay, only imagine, don't actually do it, but imagine you're halfway through spending a penny and then you have to stop for some reason. And then those muscles that you squeeze are your pelvic floor muscles. We never recommend that you ever stop when you're spending a penny, but I'm just using that as an example. Those are the muscles you need to be squeezing down below to exercise your pelvic floor muscles. So those fast twitch muscles, we're going to squeeze and release. And we're not squeezing our bottoms. No. We're squeezing down below. So we squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Brilliant. Let's do 4 more. So you can do it in your own speed. And it's a really good idea to get into the habit of doing these pelvic floor exercises on a regular basis, maybe while the kettle boils or at a red traffic light. Okay. But it's a prompt to remind you, must do my pelvic floor exercises. Now, the slow twitch muscles, the ones you need when you're having to hang on, we exercise those differently. And I want you to imagine a staircase. So a step, 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 pause, down, down, down. Okay, so we are going to focus on those pelvic floor muscles. We're going to squeeze a little bit, then a bit more, and hold, and then release a little, relax. Okay, so you are squeezing like you're going upstairs and then releasing as though you're going downstairs. And those are for the slow twitch muscles. Should you have a go at that one? Okay, so here we go. Start relaxed, and then you're just going to squeeze a little bit and a bit more, and then a bit more. Hold, and then release, and back to the start. So those two different types of muscle exercises are really important. You need to do both, the squeeze, release, and the stepwise ones and the steps coming down, because you need to be control, have strong muscles to help you when you sneeze, but also when you're faced with a cue. All right. Now we are going to do a bit of balance work before we do our stretch. So if you'd like to come up to standing and stand by your chair. Okay, so your chair is here. Always useful to have something to hold on to. And this is when you need trainers or close-fitting shoes on your feet, so you are safe for our balance work. Okay. Right, so let's just start by lifting and lowering the heels, just to make sure our ankles and calves and legs are still warm, having sat down for a bit. Okay. So we're going to start with a single leg lift. Now, we're softening this knee. Okay, the one we're balancing on, we're softening it. And we're lifting the heel on the other side. Hold on to your chair to start with, and all you're going to do is just lift that foot up and think, how is it balancing on one foot today? Spread the weight evenly through that foot, and then put that foot down, and we're changing sides. So soften the knee, stand tall. Start by lifting the heel. That's it. Then lift that foot. So this first time, I really want you to know your chair is there, use it, and see how you feel balancing. All right. You will find your balance improves. The first time you might feel really wobbly, but hopefully it's going to feel more comfortable. So second time, soft knee, standing tall, lifting that heel. Okay. And you can lift that foot up, and then you can review, do you need this chair? Could be a grip, could be a hover, could be no contact with the floor, the chair rather. That's it. And then pop that foot down, changing sides. Spread the weight evenly through the foot. Start with a hand on the chair, lift that foot up. And of course, you will notice you'll be stronger on one side than the other. Okay. Brilliant. So pop that foot down. Right. So single leg, again, a bit like those pelvic floor exercises. We want to be doing this regularly. Maybe, when you're cleaning your teeth, or when you're waiting for the kettle to boil. I drink a lot of hot drinks. Okay, so we're going to have another go. Soften this knee. Hover that foot. Okay, hover the foot. Flex the foot so the toes are up. And you're just going to balance here. And I'm looking at my clock, and we're going to do 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pop that foot down. Wiggle the hips. We are changing sides. Soften the knee. Okay. Right. Use the chair if you need it. Remember, hovering that foot. Spread the weight evenly through the foot on the floor. You are standing tall. Shall I start the clock? Go on then. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot down. Wiggle. Well done. So these little exercises, if done regularly, can make a real difference to our flexibility and our strength. Now I'm going to put some music on. We're going to do a little stretch. We're going to start stood behind our chair and just bring the heel towards the bottom, and you're going to feel a lovely stretch of your quads in your thigh while I put on the music. That's it. Okay, so you've done one side. Change to the second side. That's it. Knees are side by side. Inch those hips forwards. Well done. Okay, now we're going to come down to our chair. Come to the front half of your chair. And we're sitting up nice and tall. I'd like you to lengthen the leg out the front. Now bring the foot up, flex the foot, and as you do that, I hope you feel a stretch in your calf. Can you feel that? Okay, on this side, just check that your ankle's under the knee. That's it. So lovely calf stretch there. So we sit tall, put the hands just above the knee, sit tall, then ease forwards, okay, moving from the hips, keeping that back nice and long, and in doing so, I hope you feel a stretch on the back of that leg. So we just enjoy that stretch. Then we come up again, we sit nice and tall first, and ease forwards. Brilliant, well done. Okay, now bring that foot in. If you're comfortable to, put your hands under the knee and we're just sitting tall. Do a little knee lift here. Well done, pop that foot down. So second side, lengthen the leg. It's in a straight line. We bring the foot up and we enjoy that calf stretch. And again, we're just checking the ankle is directly under this knee, which is useful because we're going to lean on it, aren't we, next? So hands above the knee, we sit tall, then ease forwards to feel that stretch on the back of the leg. Well done. So again, we come up to sit and ease forwards. Brilliant. Okay, we're now going to bring that foot in, hands onto the knee. We're sitting tall. That's it. We'll lower that foot down. Now sit in the back of your chair. Feet flat on the floor, bottom deep in the chair. We're just going to hold on to the chair and we're just going to reach as high as we can. It doesn't matter if you can't reach, you can still do a side stretch. But if you can reach up, do. We just breathe in. As we breathe out for 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we come up again. So we lengthen first and just over the top for 1, 2, and 3. Well done. We bring that arm down. We keep it straight. Bring it in towards the chest with the hand or the elbow. And this gives us a lovely upper arm and shoulder stretch. Well done. So, second side, hold the chair. We're going to reach up and reach over for 1, 2, and 3. So we're sitting deep in the chair, so we're safe, and over for 1, 2, and 3. Brilliant. We come up, lower that arm down, keep it strong and straight, bring it in towards the body with the hand or the elbow for a deeper stretch. Well done. And then just going to roll the shoulders. Now we're going to link the fingers in front and just push the back of the hands forward, and we just look down to our lap. If it's comfortable, and possible with your chair, put your hands in the small of your back and squeeze your elbows and shoulder blades together for a chest stretch. Now, relax and roll the shoulders gently. I like to stretch my fingers and palms. So there's 2 ways we can do this. We could do fingertips together and just ease the knuckles in and away. Okay, so that's a nice gentle one. One that's a bit deeper, we can link the fingers, turn the palms away to stretch the palms and fingers. Just do this one if it's comfortable. Well done. Now, we're just going to take a lovely breath in as we reach up. Palms together, breathe out as we bring those arms down, and we say really well done. Thank you so much for joining me for Young at Heart. If you'd like to do more online sessions with me, of those Young at Heart sessions, let me know. We do Walk Club as well, and also a gentle mat-based class. So let me know if I can send you details, and thank you for joining me. Bye.